Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this stitch. It's one row repeat, it's reversible. So if you like to do this stitch for any project you like, a dishcloth, a washcloth, a blanket, a scarf, a hat, I think it's easy. Especially for you guys, the beginners, you can practice this stitch and it goes really fast. Okay, this stitch we're gonna chain even numbers. I chain here 12. What we're gonna do, we're gonna skip the first chain, and in the second chain from the hook we're gonna go in there and we're gonna pull up a loop, go to the next chain, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over and pull the yarn through all these 3 loops, chain 1, move to the next chain, we're gonna pick up a loop, move to the next chain, pick up a loop. We have 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1, and we're gonna do like this until we finish the row. So we're gonna move to the next chain, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna pick up a loop, move to the next chain, pick up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1. We move to the next chain, gonna go in there, pick up a loop, move to the next chain, pick up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, then chain 1. So we're gonna move to the next chain, pick up a loop, move to the next chain, and we're gonna pick up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1, and we have only 1 chain left. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna do a single crochet, then chain 1, turn your work, and now we're gonna repeat. It's just 1 row repeat. So the first stitch is here, we're gonna go into that, pick up a loop, and you have the next stitch here, but we're not gonna go into the stitch. We're gonna go, you see, I don't know if you can see, there is this line here, so we're gonna go underneath the stitch, not into the stitch, underneath. And you're gonna do like, you're gonna insert your hook this line here on the right side, pick up a loop, then you go on the left side of this line and pick up another loop. So you have 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1. Again, we're gonna move to the next stitch and we have this line here. So we're gonna pull a loop onto the right, this stitch, and then we move here to the left. So you move into underneath that stitch, pick up a loop, you have this line, go on the left side here underneath the stitch and pick up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1. So we're gonna move to the next stitch, pick up a loop, you have this line, go on to the left side of the line, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1. So we're gonna move to the next stitch, pick up a loop, go to the left of this line into that space there, pick up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, chain 1, and so on. Move to the next stitch, pick up a loop. You have this line here, so we're gonna go to the left underneath that stitch, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through 3 loops, chain 1, and you're gonna be left with 1 stitch, and we're gonna go into the last stitch and we're gonna do a single crochet, chain 1, and we're gonna repeat the row. Looks like this. So the first stitch is here, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna pick up a loop, move to the next stitch underneath this, pick up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through to those 3 loops, chain 1. Move to the next stitch, pick up a loop, move to the next stitch, pick up a loop, chain 1, and so on. It's very easy, this stitch. You can do anything you like to do with this stitch. You move to the next stitch, pick up a loop, go underneath that stitch, pick up a loop. You see, it's this line that you go first to the right and then to the left and pick up the loops. You can change colors if you like with this. You see this line here? So you kind of work on the right and then to the left of that line. Chain 1, we have only 1 stitch left. We're going to do a single crochet in the last stitch. Chain 1, turn your work, and then you start again. I'm going to do this row and then I'm going to stop. The first stitch is here. We're going to go in there, pick up a loop, go to the next stitch, underneath that stitch, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through, 3 loops, chain 1. You move to the next stitch, you do like this. It goes really fast, this one, and I don't think this one eats that much yarn, so if you want to do some project and you might not have too much yarn, but you know, I think a dishcloth will be really nice. And of course you're gonna have to use cotton. This one, the yarn that I'm using, it's acrylic. So the last stitch is here, so you do a single crochet into the last stitch, chain 1, and you start again. It looks like this. So the first stitch is here, you're gonna go in there, pick up a loop, you go to the next stitch, pick up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, and so on, chain 1, and you keep doing like this. Yeah, it's a very easy stitch, it goes really fast. So if you like this style, you can this stitch you can do whatever you like to do. And the sides are okay. All right. If you do a blanket, you can put some borders and so on. So you can finish, if you don't like the way it looks here, you can finish with 1 single crochet, if you like that. So yeah, this is the stitch, and this is what we worked up until now. So give it a try, you might like it. Okay, thank you for watching.